Hey guys, welcome back to the Wild Wrestling channel. I am your host, Seth. Today I'm giving you guys my NXT Vengeance Day 2026 predictions, so let's hop right into the video. First up, we have Dion Lennox versus Tony D'Angelo. These two men have been battling it out in a feud ever since Tony D'Angelo returned and Moore came out as a babyface and started kind of communicating again. He showed that after last year, after Dark State at Stand and Deliver and everything, and they took his family away and kind of ruined his whole life, he wants to get his revenge on them, and he's been taking them out one by one and is not afraid to have a little contact and get in there. He's been sneaky but also effective in getting what he wants, and now he's finally put Dion Lennox in a corner, and Dion's finally agreed to go one-on-one with him. This should be an awesome match here because I think the hatred is so there that I just think this will be an epic brawl of a match and an epic fight in general, and I'm very excited to see how they kind of play it out here and what they really do. But in the end, I'm going to have Tony D'Angelo get the win here, because like I said, even though Dion Lennox seems like a good guy who could get the win here and it would build him up, Dion Lennox has already kind of been at the top of these last couple months, but hasn't really gotten to that point that we want him to, being at the top. So I feel like a loss here wouldn't really bother him too much or affect him in any way. And we kind of need to build Tony up of getting over Dark State and getting back to the main event picture. So I have Tony D'Angelo beating out Dion Lennox. Next up, we have Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice in an NXT Underground match. These two women have kind of been feuding for a while now and have kind of had shots fired against each other. And it seems like Lola's just been so pissed over these last couple weeks that now she finally got what she wanted a couple weeks ago in an underground match. She's in her territory, her style, and she's willing to absolutely tear into Kalani here. This should honestly be a super exciting match. I'm really excited to see what Kalani pulls out here because we've seen Lola here so many times. It's kind of her match now in NXT, so we know what she can do. But I'm honestly really curious to see what Kalani does in here with the no ropes and with only martial arts. I think she can still do some deadly stuff here, and it'll all just be worth the watch to see what she kind of pulls out. But in the end, I think after everything, I have Lola Vice getting the win. I think she's just in her element, and I don't really feel like it feels right to have Lola lose in her element to someone who's not used to this fighting style. So Lola Vice has got to get the win here in NXT Underground. Next up, we have Jada Parker and Blake Monroe in a street fight. Ever since Blake Monroe lost Women's North American title, Jada Parker came back, and they've been kind of having some shots fired and have kind of started their own little feud. And after this past week on NXT, seeing what brawl they got into and seeing how mad they are at each other and the hatred that is built up there, a street fight feels like the perfect way to end it because they've had some one-on-one matches, but this is the right way to do it here as now they've been brawling, they have that bad blood, and this will be a perfect way to really showcase that hatred and tension between each other with a big street fight, letting them use whatever they want and do whatever they want to. This should honestly be a super violent match. Jada Parker, in my opinion, is kind of known for doing this type of stuff in street fights, and Blake Monroe has been kind of showing herself. She can do stuff with cool in that element as we've seen like last year in Steel Cage match and some Weapon Wilds matches that she's had. So I'd be interesting to see what flashy flair she puts on weapons and what she can do. And in the end, I'm going to take Jada Parker to get the win here. I feel like Blake Monroe is starting to kind of go down, and Jada Parker is kind of building herself back up. So I think overall, throughout this whole entire thing, with Blake Monroe getting the street fight that she wants, I think Jada Parker needs to walk out with the win here. Next up is Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame for the NXT Women's North American title. These two have been feuding ever since Izzy cost Tatum the NXT Women's title at Gold Rush, and they've had matches at Deadline and at New Year's Evil, and then Izzy stole Tatum's opportunity at the Women's North America title and eventually won it at New Year's Evil, and that feud has still been there, and they still have that hatred and just that crazy storyline that's been mixed together here, and we've seen some crazy promo packages and some promos in general. So I'm really excited to see what they do here. I don't know if this is going to be the last time or not, but I'll just be interested to see what they decide to do here. And I think it'll be an awesome match here because they've had some great matches already and the storyline is there. And I think anything that Tatum still had for Izzy and any love she had left is all gone. So now it's really a hatred and a one-on-one. And I think at the end of this match, I still think Izzy's going to stand tall. Izzy just won the title a couple months back, and even though this seems like a good opportunity to give Tatum the title here, I don't know why. Just something, I feel like Izzy is rising up well, and I just don't want to stun her momentum here. Maybe another time, but I really feel like Izzy's still rising, so I really feel like Izzy needs to retain her Women's North American Championship. And the main event, Ricky Saints and Joe Hendry for the NXT Championship. These two guys, in my opinion, are the top stars in the company. They're more of the veterans. I feel like everyone else in NXT right now has been at the NXT Championship are more all rookies and PC guys, and they just don't fit the vibe, in my opinion. They need to build themselves up a little more, so this is the perfect main event to have the two big veterans left and the two big fan favorites that have been there for a while. I think definitely deserve to clash here. I think this will be a very, very good match between the two. They've had that storyline going. I mean, Ricky was at the top of the ladder in the NXT Championship ladder match, and Joe knocked him off. And ever since then, Ricky and Joe have just been butting heads as Ricky wants his title opportunity, but Joe's not giving it to. But Joe has just been trying to stand his ground and not let Ricky get back the title. And this will just be really interesting to see what they do here. And I think it'll be an awesome match here, a good contrast, heel and babyface, two, one really good heel and one really good babyface, and I think they'll square off well. It'll be interesting to see if Vanity Project gets involved or not, but I still think in the end Joe Hendry will walk out with the NXT Championship. He just won the title, and I think he needs a little reign after finally getting the title, and Ricky Saints already won the championship. And like I said, Joe, since he just won it, he needs to get himself a little reign with it. And I think even though all the odds with the Vanity Project might be stacked against him, I still think Joe Hendry will walk out of Vengeance Day NXT champion. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you enjoyed this video, and turn on that bell so you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. I post now about once a week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.